Hello, it's Mrs. Glenn, the mathtuber. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do intermediate conversions. So let's take a look at a scenario. During a game, the concession stand sold 8 gallons of lemonade. How many cups is this? So the first thing you want to look at is you want to see what is the unit you're starting with and what is the unit that you want to end with. So we're starting with gallons and we need to convert it all the way to cups. So in your conversion table, you want to look for gallons and you want to see the pattern that it takes to get to cups. And this is how many multiplication steps that you're going to have to do to get to your answer. So we have 1 gallon equals 4 quarts, and then 1 quart equals 2 pints, and 1 pint equals 2 cups. And that's how we're going to go from gallons to cups. So each of these fractions that we're going to set up down here are going to be multiplied with each other, and we're going to get our final answer by multiplying everything together. So you want to start out with what they gave you to begin with, which was 8 gallons. And you're going to create a pattern here. It's kind of like a diagonal pattern. So you're going to also notice that you can cross cancel if the units are matching. So you want to get the units to match so that you can cross cancel anything that is matching. So we have gallons in the numerator here, so we're going to need gallons in the denominator for our second fraction. So we know that 1 gallon equals 4 quarts, so gallons are going to be on the bottom and quarts are going to be on the top. And I knew that conversion because I already looked it up from my conversion table. So again, quarts is on top, so I need to have quarts on the bottom for the third fraction. So I've got 1 quart equals 2 pints, and that came straight from here. And then our last one is going to be the 1 pint equals 2 cups, but remember we want it to be cross-canceling, so we need to have pints on the bottom. So 1 pint is going to be on the bottom, and 2 cups is going to stay on top. And that would be our last fraction. So now that we have our entire problem set up, we can start to cross cancel. So we have 8 gallons. The gallons matches with gallons, so we cross them out. The quarts matches with this quart, so we cross them out. Pints match with this pint, so we cross them out. And you're left with cups, which is what we were looking for. So you keep that unit there because there's nothing to cross it out with. And now you're just going to do the simple multiplication with fractions. So we know that we only multiply fractions, the numerators with the numerators and the denominators with the denominators. So you're going to get out your calculator and you're going to just multiply 8 times 4 times 2 times 2, which equals 128. And we know that's 128 cups because we left that unit in our numerator. So we just tag cups onto the answer. And then our denominator is nothing times 1 times 1 times 1, which just gives us 1. So this is our fraction, and we need to keep it as a fraction so we can then simplify it. So we have 128 cups over 1. So therefore, there's 128 cups of lemonade sold. So that's exactly what you do. You just go straight across, multiply all the numbers together, keep the unit that you didn't cross out, and then simplify the fraction. So now what I want you to do is you're going to do your own problem. So I want you to pause this video, write down your conversion fractions, calculate your answer, and then come back and press play to see if you're correct. So go ahead and pause the video right now. All right, so now you've had a chance to pause the video and work the problem out for yourself. Let's take a look at the problem and see if you have the right answer. So we have a new movie is 8,100 seconds long. How many hours is this? So I know we're starting with seconds. So my first fraction is going to be 8,100 seconds. And we need to convert it to hours. So from seconds, we need to go to minutes. So I have to have seconds on the bottom because seconds is up here, so I can cross cancel. So I know that there are 60 seconds in every 1 minute. So that's going to be my next fraction. And I know that the next fraction after that is going to have minutes on the bottom. And if we're converting to hours, then that would mean that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour because I need to have 1 hour be on the top. So that would be our last fraction. So now that we have all of the conversions there, we're going to cross cancel anything that's matching. So seconds crosses out with seconds, minute crosses out with minutes, and we're left with the unit we're looking for. So now we just go straight across. 8,100 times 1 gives us 8,100, and 60 times 60 gives us 3,600. So now we have our fraction, and we just simplify. So in your calculator, you can put 8,100 divided by 3,600, and you're going to get 2.25, which is the number of hours in that movie if the movie had 8,100 seconds. So if you got this question right, very good. If you didn't get this question right, I would go back and rewatch the video to see where you made your mistake. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.